Selamat datang di Soundtrip Jakarta. Acara hari ini akan segera dimulai. Mohon untuk mengatur telepon genggam Anda ke dalam mode sunyi. Jika Anda ingin mengambil foto atau video, mohon untuk mematikan flash di kamera Anda. Terima kasih dan selamat menikmati. Welcome to Soundtrip Jakarta. Today's performance is about to start. Please turn on silent mode on your cell phones. If you would like to take pictures or videos, please turn off the flash on your cameras. Thank you and enjoy the show.
Hello. Oh. Permisi. Yes. Okay. Technical difficulties. Hello, Dolly. This is Benn. Dolly, it's so nice to have you back where you belong. You're looking swell, Dolly. I can tell, Dolly. You still glowing, you still growing, you still going strong. I feel the room swaying while the band's playing one of our old favorite songs from way back when. So take her up, fellas, find her an empty lap, fellas. Dolly, don't go away, Dolly, don't you never go away, Dolly, don't go away again. Thank you, terima kasih. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Soundtrip. Thank you all for coming here to watch the show. Tonight we have with me the Maestros, jazz legends, some of the best Indonesian jazz players. We have OELE PATTISELANNO on guitar, YANCE MANUSAMA on bass, CENDI LUNTUNGAN on drums, so those first two songs were both Louis Armstrong songs. The first one, the instrumental, was perhaps lesser known. It's a tune called West End Blues. It's very old, all the way back from 1928. I believe one of Louis Armstrong's very first of his famous recordings. And I picked that as a starting point because it's almost like the starting point of all of jazz. Second tune is a song from a musical of the time. The musical was titled Hello Dolly. The song's title is also Hello Dolly. And it was popularized by Louis Armstrong. Shortly after the musical was released to the audience, Louis Armstrong recorded this. So yeah. So that was like the beginning of the swing era, that tune. And during the swing era, during the 1930s, 1940s, something else that was also very popular was big bands. You had big bands like Duke Ellington, Fletcher Henderson, Benny Goodman, and Count Basie. So our next tune is going to be a Count Basie tune, composed by Neil Hefti. This one's a slow swing tune titled Little Darling. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you. So that was a lovely swing tune, Little Darlin' by Neil Hefti, popularized by the Count Basie Orchestra. The original tune is played by a big band, and it's really amazing. So if you haven't heard it, I suggest you go look for the Count Basie Orchestra, because big band is really good. I mean, we're really good too, I think. But big band is like a whole different experience, so check it out. Before I forget, so tonight's concept is kind of like, sort of like a evolution of jazz, history of jazz, kind of a flow. We started with like maybe one of the earliest recordings that can be called jazz, West End blues, and Louis Armstrong, who is often referred to as the father of jazz. His nickname was Pops. And then moving on to the big bands of the swing era. And so now I think we'll get on to bebop, which was heralded by Charlie Parker, Dizzy Gillespie, and the like. Songs such as, let me check my list. Songs such as Salt Peanuts, Night in Tunisia, Anthropology, Ornithology, Confirmation, Billy's Bounce, all that sort of stuff. But I thought, instead of picking one of those songs to do tonight, I tried to write my own in that style as sort of my contribution. I wrote my own song in the bop style, and I titled it The Maestros Bop, because I'm playing with the Maestros tonight. And hopefully they find it a bop. I'm not sure, but hopefully they enjoy it. So moving on to the bop era, about the 1940s, 1945, about the Maestros Bop, composed by me. Hope you enjoy. Thank you. That was my original title, The Maestros Bop, representing the bebop era. Our next tune is from very famous artist, very famous album. I've heard this album described as the type of jazz album that people who don't listen to jazz owned at the time. Nowadays, nobody owns any jazz albums at all. But at the time, this was the type of album that everybody had. Even if you didn't listen to jazz, you had this album if you had a record player. That's what I've heard. The album is Kind of Blue by Miles Davis. This record maybe is one of the most famous jazz albums ever to this day, maybe even, I'm not sure. Had such songs as like So What and Freddie Freeloader. And it also had a really beautiful standard on it. This one's titled Stella by Starlight, which they played as an instrumental. But it has lyrics. But originally it didn't have lyrics. Yes, it's true. So Stella by Starlight was composed as the soundtrack for a movie. The movie's title may or may not be Stella by Starlight. I don't remember, but Stella by Starlight, the song, was composed as a soundtrack for this movie. And originally, it was just instrumental, just strings. But afterwards, it was given lyrics. The song was composed in 1944. In 1946, it was given to Ned Washington, who gave it lyrics. And then the version with lyrics was popularized by Frank Sinatra in 1947. Now, the Miles Davis version that we're talking about was released in 1959 as an instrumental once again. But I'm going to play it with the style of the Miles Davis recording, with the Kind of Blue, but I'm going to sing it. So enjoy Stella by Starlight. PATTISELANNO, everybody. The song a robin sings through years of endless springs. The murmur of a brook at eventide that ripples by a nook where two lovers hide. A great symphonic theme, that's Stella by Starlight, and not a dream. My heart and I agree, she's everything a girl could be. The song a robin sings through years of endless springs, the murmur of a brook at eventide that ripples by a nook where two lovers side, a great symphonic theme that starlight by starlight and not a dream. Your heart and I agree, she's everything a girl could be. She's everything a girl could be. She's everything a girl could Thank you. That was Stella by Starlight, composed by Victor Young. Begitulah. When you play with legends such as these, it's amazing. It's really... Once again, YANCE MANUSAMA on bass. CENDI LUNTUNGAN on drums. OELE PATTISELANNO on guitar. Truly amazing. I am very honored that they have agreed to play with me tonight. So thank you. Terima kasih. Thank you so much. So, Kind of Blue was the first of Miles Davis's legendary quintets. The personnel of Kind of Blue was Miles Davis himself, Bill Evans on piano, Jimmy Cobb on drums, Paul Chambers on bass, and John Coltrane on saxophone. All of which went on to become they changed the music in their own right. Jazz is such an amazing music. It always branches off at every moment. John Coltrane continued to write Giant Steps, Naima, A Love Supreme, if you all know. Paul Chambers and Jimmy Cobb continued to drive the straight ahead, and Bill Evans did his own weird thing. It's amazing how much jazz branches. It's all one big family, but it can sound so different. Miles Davis had another great quintet after Kind of Blue, which was comprised of Herbie Hancock, Tony Williams, Wayne Shorter, and Ron Carter. This next tune that we're going to play is a composition of Herbie Hancock's. After working with Miles Davis, Herbie Hancock split off his own way, writing tunes such as Cantaloupe Island, Watermelon Man, Chameleon from Headhunters. He leaned into the fusion side. This tune is from his 5th album, Maiden Voyage, which was still relatively jazz, but already very modern. It's from the year 1965. From Maiden Voyage, we're going to play the tune called Dolphin Dance. So enjoy. This is what I love about jazz. Nothing ever goes to plan. Ever. You cannot, I mean, you can try to make a plan. It helps, but be ready to leave the plan. There are no wrong notes, and therefore, you can go anywhere, which is sometimes an issue. That was not a proper end. That was not a planned ending at all. Improvisasi. So, on that album, Maiden Voyage, the trumpeter for that album was Freddie Hubbard, along with tenor saxophonist George Coleman, who played those songs, Dolphin Dance, and everything else on the album Maiden Voyage. Freddie Hubbard, in his own right, went on to do weird stuff too. And if you've heard Red Clay, perhaps, then you know what I'm talking about. This is one of Freddie Hubbard's songs now. This is a tune titled Little Sunflower. It's simpler than Dolphin Dance. Dolphin Dance is pretty out there. This one is simpler, but like much more focused towards groove. And you can see that at this point, the music was heading towards like funk almost in a way. Yeah, so we're gonna play Little Sunflower by Freddie Hubbard. Enjoy. I just want to say that this is not how I imagined playing this song. This is really cool. I love these guys. The Maestros, everybody, amazing. PATTISELANNO. That's a tough act to follow. MANUSAMA. Sunflower by Freddie Hubbard. Thank you all so much. Now, sadly, this next song is going to be the last song of tonight's show. So, once again, thank you all so much. Yang sudah datang, terima kasih udah nonton. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much to Kak Odi and Soundtrip for letting me play here again. This place is truly phenomenal. The food is great, the drink is great, the atmosphere is really nice. Audio is out of this world. Audio quality is brilliant, the live stream is really good, cameras are really good. It's cold here, which is really nice. But we are hot here because we have been playing too much. So thank you so much to Soundtrip, thank you to Kak Odi, and thank you to the Maestros who have agreed to play with me. I am forever grateful. OELE PATTISELANNO on guitar, CENDI LUNTUNGAN on drums, YANCE MANUSAMA on bass. Thank you all so much.
One and only, of course, Benn YAPARI.
So for our last tune, we're going to take it. Little Sunflower was released in 1967. For our last tune, we're going to take it all the way up to 2025. This is another original composition of mine that I consider to be modern. I think it's modern style. Don't know if people would agree, but so here's my original. I've played it here before. If some of you have come to my previous shows, you might have seen it. This is a tune titled I Know a Lady. This will be the last song for tonight. So once again, thank you all and good night. Enjoy. Thank you all so much. Thank you for watching, and have a good night. Once again, OELE PATTISELANNO, YANCE MANUSAMA, CENDI LUNTUNGAN, myself, Benn YAPARI. Thank you so much.